Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sleazeball here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The running back week 7 stardom situm is here. If you guys are new to the channel as well, make sure you scroll down below, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Helps me out a ton. Trying to bring you the best fantasy football content to help you win your leagues weekly. And also, guys, there's 6 teams on a bye and major injuries. So you're going to have Carolina. You're going to have no Chuba Hubbard or Miles Sanders. Houston Texans, you'll have no Damian Pierce and Devin Singletary. Cowboys will be Tony Pollard. Rico Dowdle, you could say that too, but I guess, but not really. Titans, King Henry is out. Jets, Brees Hall is balling. He's out. And Joe Mixon for the Bengals is out. And there is a ton of injuries that have happened the past 2 weeks. So this is going to be a full deep dive into it. And when you watch my channel, I give you one crazy top 10 overall running back sit-em weekly. I like to make a crazy call to see if it hits. Last week it did hit. So let's see if we can hit it again this week. Let's start diving into it here. We are going to start off with the 49ers on Monday night versus the Justin Jefferson-less Vikings. So the problem here is if CMC is out there, and right now the updates are that he may play through the pain, may miss 1 or 2 weeks, may not. You don't know what's going to happen here. But my opinion, I'm a diehard Niner fan. So that's why I have Christian McCaffrey always being green no matter what. But Jordan Mason's side, I really do believe if Christian McCaffrey is out, that Jordan Mason is going to be the starting running back over Elijah Mitchell. I mean, if you just watch the game tape, Elijah Mitchell looks slower from the injuries. He doesn't look the same, and Mason looks powerful, man. So I really can't break that down yet. It is early in the week. I do hope CMC plays. It's going to be Monday night, so you're in for a ringer if you have McCaffrey. I have him in one league, my big league, my 14-man league. And I think I may start Gibbs just to, survive. Not survive, but just not be part of the headache. Heading to the Vikings side. Interesting enough, since they signed Cam Akers to the Vikings, it is still 71% snap share for Alexander Madison. I don't understand what they wasted their pick on, but I don't like any of these running back versus the 49er D. I know that that Cleveland Browns last week actually were the first team to break through versus Niner run D. That was, I don't know if that was like a flukish Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford running at the end or tired of the game. I don't know what it was, but I don't see that happening with the Vikings on Monday night. Heading down to Kansas City and Chiefs Kingdom. Austin Eckler, this is your time to buy now, even though his name is so big. If you can get Austin Eckler on the cheap off the game last week, now's the time. The Chargers schedule is amazing. Austin Eckler is about to go nuts. The Fantasy King is going to return. He will be back for this game. He gets the Chiefs defense. This is going to be all systems go, shootout game. You want Pacheco as well in this game. CEH and McKinnon have kind of got phased out. Pacheco's receiving work is actually a lot crazier than I thought. I mean, he's ran 99 routes and is getting a 19.2% target share on routes. And the preseason talk was that Pacheco is not going to get a lot of passing routes. So that's really interesting to me on his side. Austin Eckler, he's going to see 10 targets, 15 carries. It's his workload is always to the roof. Always a must go with King Eckler. Minshew Mania versus PJ Walker. It looks like we don't even know if Deshaun Watson's going to be going in this game yet. The injury updates are that he's iffy or not really sure on it yet. But I'm going to go Cleveland Browns here. These are both flexible plays this week. If you have Jerome Ford or Kareem Hunt, with the injuries that have happened at running back with Kyron Williams, you got everybody out. I mean, you have David Montgomery. So if you have any of these injuries that happened last week, I think these guys are flexible plays. Kareem Hunt had a 13-point game. Jerome Ford had a 10-point game against a great Niner defense. And it looks like they're going to try and pound the run more with Deshaun Watson out. So you like that aspect of it. And then when you go to the Colts side, this is where you drop. I meant to put Zach Moss in red, man. Hang on. Let me see if we switch this real quick. There we go. Zach Moss is a top 10 running back on the season. He is one of my sit-ems. I know it's like a top 10. It's not really a top 10, but he's still one of my top 10 running back sit-ems. It is all systems go for JT this week. Enough of the training wheels are off. Here he comes. He had a 40-yard reception last week, which is nice. He looked healthy down the sideline. It looked super solid. I think he's coming here for the show this week. Even though he gets a very tough Cleveland Brown defense, he's still a superstar that you're not going to sit. Division rivalry matchup, Cardinals Seahawks. At least you saw today that Kyler Murray is on his way back, so the Cardinals have some hope for at least a better projection of offense. It's very hard to tell. You still have James Conner on IR. Keontae Ingram led them in carries. DeMercado was okay. I mean, you could put Damian Williams on here too. These are all low bar yellow towards red for me. Like, if you need a flex play because of injury, I would like Keontae Ingram the most out of all of them. But it's not great. I mean, it doesn't look good. Even though you get a great matchup for Seattle, their run D is not great. So this is a really, really deep league play right here. Any of these guys from the Cardinals, I really don't like them like a 12 or a 10 man at all. Seattle Seahawks side, running back 2 ranked on the week, Kenneth Walker. The Arizona run D is 30th worst versus the run. This is all systems go Kenneth Walker. See, I know he was getting a 64% split share with Zach Charbonnet, and people started to get nervous. That's not happening in, well, you will see more Charbonnet in this game, but that won't happen in games that matter, where like the Bengals game last week. So if you look at the Bengals game last week, he had a 76% snap share. They're going to use the good guy when the game is on the line, when the game matters. In this game, you might see a little more Charbonnet, but this is still going to be all systems go Kenneth Walker. He's seeing 4 carries a game inside the red zone. It's ridiculous. He gets inside the 5-yard line, not the red zone, inside the 5. So he gets all the work, every single freaking run during the red line. He's touchdown machine. He's going to get 20 touches in the year. Kenneth Walker, full set in this week. Man, Najee Harris, man. This is like the most interesting game right here to pick any running backs. And I'm going to break this down in a different way here. So Najee Harris is always on my sit right now. He looks slow. He looks sluggish. And I have Jaylen Warren in yellow because I just want them to let Jaylen Warren get loose, man. Just make him running back, and the team will be better. I promise you. Or trade Najee Harris out of here. He's averaging 6 points a game. I mean, this is terrible. His yards per carry is ridiculously low. Jaylen Warren is way more explosive. The Rams are middle of the pack versus the run. They're not amazingly great. I mean, everyone is back healthy for the Steelers this week, too. You're going to have Freiermuth. You're going to have Deontay Johnson. They're going to have all their weapons, but they're going to have a slow running back. Now, for the Rams side, Kyren Williams injury. Ankle. Looks like he's out till the bye. The bye is week 9. They're going to be back week 10, so you're going to have 3 weeks here. And they signed Darrell Henderson and Myles Gaskin, and Zach Evans is the rookie, okay? So Sean McVay today at the press conference said, do not hold your horses. Zach Evans is not going to be the starting running back yet. We are going to work these 3 guys out and see what happens. Now, Darrell Henderson Jr. knows the system, been there before, knows McVay, and McVay pumped him up today in the press conference saying he's our best pass blocking running back. I don't think they're going to use him as a pass blocking running back, but they also signed Myles Gaskin, who has ties to O'Connell at the Vikings, which is also from the Viking. Sean McVay thing. I didn't know I had that double bar up there for the buys. That's my fault. So I am going to say this isn't a green play week right here for me for any of these running backs. So this is a different look at it. This is the way I would rank them and how I would want to pick them up for the year, or for the next 3 weeks, not for the year. So I think Darrell Henderson's going to be the starter. Zach Evans would be number 2 for me, and Myles Gaskin's going to be number 3 for me. That is how I would rank them out. If you have a waiver wire right now, I would go get Darrell Henderson over the rest of them just from today's press conference, and that is how I look at that. We're going down to Saquon Town. Both green. Brian Robinson, if they don't start giving this guy the football, it's going to drive me crazy, man. He literally, last week, 10 carries, 7 yards a carry. They don't use him. They get the win. He has an okay game. Like, I need to see Brian Robinson in top 20 metrics. He is not in top 20 metrics of even snap share. He is not in top 20 metrics of course, routes ran or targets per route. He is not in top 20 metrics of any pass blocking schemes because they use Antonio Gibson. So this is a smash play for him versus the Giants right here. I feel like this is going to be a division game rivalry, 20-17, slugfest game. Both these offenses, I mean, I guess you could say they're Washington's offense a little better with Sam Howell, but we don't know if Daniel Jones is going to be back. Could be Tyrod Taylor again. Could be Daniel Jones. It's tough, man. Now, on the Saquon side, coming off the injury versus the Bills on Monday night, he had 24 carries, man. This guy is a pure, just workhorse running back. I've always said that he's my favorite running back, 3-down fullback every single time whenever he's healthy. Pass blocking, run blocking, hit the holes, receiving work. Look at this. So Saquon missed 2 games, and he's still in the top 20 at receiving routes ran. 83 routes ran with a 19.3% target share. I mean, everything about Saquon is through the roof. He's number 2 overall in snap share when he's out there at 80%. If he was healthy this whole year, it'd be a different circumstance for him. But Saquon's always all systems go for me every single time. James Cook. This is the last time for James Cook that he's going to be green right now. I'm getting really nervous. You could throw Latavius Murray on there, too. I know Damian Harris had a concussion, but I'm not going to throw Latavius Murray on there. I know he had like 12 touches for 40 yards or something. But, I mean, if you need a deep flex play, I'd do that. But this is at New England. Their run D's pretty good. Their pass D's not. But James Cook here, this should be a game where the volume is there. Like, this is like a Bijan Robinson thing to me, okay? So, if you give the ball to Latavius Murray or you give the ball to Damian Harris and you watch them run, and then you give the ball to James Cook and you watch him run, it's like Bijan Robinson to Tyler Algier. Obviously, it's not the same talent level as Bijan Robinson. Why aren't these guys getting the ball? I just don't understand the workload. Like, it's ridiculous. Bijan Robinson have 20 carries. James Cook see 20 carries, and he'd average 15 points a game. It's just very strange to me. He still is number 16 in routes ran on the season. He is getting a solid target share per route ran. So he's ran 90 routes. He's getting 20% target share every time he goes for a route. But he's not, his snap share metrics have gotten way down. He's out of the top 20 in snap share now. He used to be in the top 10 in points per game. He's dropped out of that. It's been a rough stretch. I do think it gets better. I mean, if there's ever a get-right game, it's the Patriots. Their offense is so bad. This could get really ugly. Now, for the Patriots side, Ramondre finally found the end zone, folks. Since week 1, I believe this was the last score, or week 2, I don't remember which one. 15 points last week. You did see Zeke Elliott break like an 80-yard touchdown down the side. Now, so here's the interesting thing for Ramondre. You're going to be down in most games. So Ramondre right now is number 4 on the season in routes ran with 136, and he's seeing an 18% target share on routes ran. So you got to picture that as 100 routes. He sees, what is it? It's tough to look at, but he sees a great percentage, about 26. I'd say 26 and a half at that point, but I don't want to get the math all mixed up as I'm going. So he's always going to have the volume for the pass game every single time, which is why you want to buy low right now if you can. I know their offense is terrible, but Ramondre's pass work game is just phenomenal. I mean, when you're in the top 5 metrics in a pass game, you have to like that. I like Ramondre this week against the Bills D that is actually gashable too on long runs. Their run D is not good this year. So give me Ramondre as all green this week. The most ridiculous offense on planet Earth, the best game of the week in the brotherly love city of Philly. It's going to be a wild game on Sunday night, man. Raheem Mostert has 9 touchdowns. He has more touchdowns than 6 of the teams combined in the NFL. He's running back 2 on the season, averaging 21.7 points per game. He is literally, though, think about this, though, too. His snap share, even last week, so he had 33 points. His snap share on the season is 60%. His snap share last week was 61%. He doesn't need that many snaps to rip one off in this offense. His speed will do it by itself. It's ridiculous. He's been the league winner all year. I leave that star by Devon Achane because that was my call all year. And he got hurt, but he was my call since the beginning of the NFL draft, and I can't let it go just because I love Devon Achane so much. Jeff Wilson now. So here's something to think about. Should have been your waiver wire target number 1 if he was there. Jeff Wilson is a better running back than Raheem Mostert. He's not faster, but he's better. And it seems like no matter what Raheem Mostert does, the Dolphins will still want to split it up. But like I said, Raheem Mostert doesn't need that much to do anything to get 20 points. He needs, 50% snap share. He'll be fine. But this is a game. So I look at it like this. When you had Devon Achane dropping 30 a game, Mostert was still getting 10. When you had Mostert dropping 30, Ahmed would get 10. So even if Raheem Mostert is the lead back in this getting 20, Jeff Wilson can still get 10. So I'm going to go green. I mean, this offense, you have to go green. Heading to the Eagles side, I think this is such a high-scoring game that you can even play Kenneth Gainwell. DeAndre Swift is up to number 8 overall in running backs, averaging 14 points a game. This offensive line is massive, except they might have lost Lane Johnson, which is tough. I have not seen the full update yet of his injury. But, I mean, DeAndre Swift is playing out of his mind this season. He's even ran 104 routes. He's number 12 in routes ran on the season, and he's getting a 26% target share on routes ran. What? And now you have Devontae Smith pulling up with a hammy today. Could be more A.J. Brown, could be more DeAndre Swift. I even think Kenneth Gainwell, I think this would be such a high-scoring game that you might even get points out of Gainwell this week. I wouldn't lean towards that'd be like the lower yellow side for me on Gainwell. But I mean, this game I cannot wait to watch. Lions and the Ravens. The Ferrari has been parked in the garage for the Lions for too long. It is time to let Jahmyr Gibbs fly. So David Montgomery with the rib cartilage injury looks like he's going to be out till the bye. I don't know why they haven't ruled him out yet, though. They said he's going to be out multiple weeks, but he still has a questionable tag. I don't think he's playing this week. And you do have Craig Reynolds, who now just pulled a hammy or something up today with his hammy. Looks like he's going to be iffy to play. This may be all systems go with Jahmyr Gibbs. I know it's the Ravens and they run these decent, but let the man, just let him go. Please let him fly. Heading to the Ravens side, and I have Jahmyr Gibbs on my stardom on Twitter 100%. Like, he's one of my favorites this week. The Ravens side, I can't tell you what's going on here. This is the ugliest running back room probably in the NFL. I don't know why they haven't looked to get Leonard Fournette. I don't know why they haven't looked to trade for any of these teams that are weak right now, like go get Javonte Williams or go get A.J. Dillon or, something like that. I don't understand what they're doing. Or James Conner from the Cardinals. Like, do something, man. James Conner would look sick in the Ravens, by the way. But it's all red till anything changes. I can't even watch this offense, this running back room go. They're terrible. Thursday night. Here comes the bold call of the week of a top 10 running back. Listen to these numbers. Travis Etienne right now, number 3 running back on the season, averaging 17.5 points per game. 79% snap share, number 3 running back. In routes ran, he's number 2 in the NFL with 160 at 15% target share. How can you sit this guy, right? All his numbers are through the roof. He's been on fire. But now you have Trevor Lawrence with a big knee injury that looks like it's going to make him questionable. And you are playing against one of the toughest run Ds on the road. This is why I'm not saying like fully sit him, but these are those crazy calls I like to make where he's under his projection by, I'll say more than a little bit on this one. His projection is 16 in PPR, and it's like 14.5 in half PPR. I am on the sit Travis Etienne, and he's going to be like under 10 points this week. I don't think he finds the end zone versus Saints. They're very stingy. And I don't like this play with Trevor Lawrence hurt on a short week at all. Alvin Kamara. My goodness. I missed on this one, I guess, so far. I don't buy it long term here in the season. Like, this is something that the Ravens should be looking to trade for. Alvin Kamara. Imagine him in a Ravens uni. How dope would that look? Jesus, the visor, everything. Okay, so Alvin Kamara at the moment right now is the number 1 running back touch base per play. He sees 24. Just by catches and runs, because his receiving work is insane. He is right now number 9. He's number 9 in total snap share coming off his suspension at 72%. Everything is all systems go for him every single time, except for now you get Jamal Williams back, and he's supposed to come back off IR. He's practiced a little bit. I don't think he's fully activated yet, but he should be, or it should be week 8 either way. So this will be like your last full Alvin Kamara full rip game, but he's all green for me either way. But it is something to worry about heading ahead. Oh, man. Actually, I got to take that back. I don't know if the Ravens have the worst running back room. I do think Javonte Williams is better, but this Broncos offense, man. So I can't even put – the Packers' run D is not even good. They're bottom 10 against the run, and I cannot put Javonte Williams or McLaughlin in green. It's like a borderline top yellow for Javonte and bottom yellow for Jaleel. And they're seeing split work, which is crazy to me. Javonte Williams is like, this is the same thing with like James Cook. He's a way better running back. Just let the men take the job. I don't understand. So with the Broncos, I think they're going to start trading pieces here. I think it's wraps. I think Sean Payton knows it. I think you're going to see Jerry Jeudy move. I think you're going to see either Cortland Sutton move, maybe Javonte Williams. You're going to see a bunch of different stuff move here before the trade deadline in 2 weeks. But man, this team is really rough to watch, man. Packers side, Aaron Jones practiced in full today, limited fashion. Looks like his hammy had a setback in week 5 from like Dr. Mueller or whatever I think his name is on Twitter that I saw. I always watch his stuff. Shout out to Mueller. But if he's all systems go, think about this for a second. Denver's defense on the season is averaging 21.5 points per game in half PPR given up to the running back 1 of the opposing team. Let me repeat that again. 21.5 to the opposing running back 1. You start every running back every week versus the Broncos. That's just plain and simple. A.J. Dillon could even be in yellow on this. I mean, because you don't know how much, Aaron Jones is really going to see. Is he going to see the full workload off his hammy, or, hammy coming back? Maybe. But either way, you got to go all systems go with Aaron Jones. Raider Nation heading down to the Bears. Josh Jacobs' usage is phenomenal. So he's on my Twitter as 100% start him this week as well. The Bears now have no Justin Fields. Their run D is like third worst versus the run. I mean, Josh Jacobs, here's my stat that I love the most about Josh Jacobs. So Josh Jacobs right now, he had a slow start coming out of camp. He didn't get the full work coming out early. He's ran 102 routes at running back, and his quarterback has been shifted all year. I mean, he's had three quarterbacks already: Brian Hoyer, Aiden, and Jimmy G. 102 routes ran, and he is the number one targeted running back at 34.2%. It is insane. I told you to buy low 3 weeks ago. I hope you listened. The takeoff is here. The Raiders' schedule is phenomenal the rest of the way. Josh Jacobs is going to ball out in this contract year. You could book it, take it to the bank. All green. Zamir White, red. He's nothing but a handcuff. Bears side. Khalil Herbert on IR. No color for him. Deontay Foreman got the start last week. Looked really bad till the end of the game. I mean, I think he got like a 30-yard catch at the end or something in garbage time at the very end to save his day with like 7 points if you started him. It was super ugly. Now, Roschon Johnson should be clearing concussion protocol this week. I cannot wait to see what this guy brings as the starting running back. I still think you'll see like a little Foreman worked in here and there, first down maybe or something just to get the game rolling. But I think Roschon Johnson is the talent that they want to see. And if he's on your waiver wire, he shouldn't be. That's 100% for sure. But it's still going to be tough for me to like start him. I'm going to go green on him, but I wish I had like a light green for this one or like, dimmer green or something because you don't have Fields. I mean, it's going to be really ugly. It's either Nathan Peterman or Tyler, whatever his name is. I don't even know his name. It's going to be rough. And the Raider defense is going to eat him alive. And the Raider D, if you didn't pick them up, do that now. But I do like Roschon Johnson and Green. Such a little injuries. You should definitely be playing him if you have him. The last game, man. This drives me nuts, bro. Bijan Robinson. I had to save this for last because I just can't figure it out. Bijan Robinson looks like CMC Jr. in the open field with the ball. He's unstoppable. He's so fast, and he only sees 13 carries in a game where they're in the game. I don't know if Arthur Smith thinks he's saving a 20-year-old for the Super Bowl run that they're not making or what is going on, but give this man the goddamn football for the love of God. Please. Like, he's so good. Like, it hurts me to, like, watch fantasy teams that have him, like, of my buddies and stuff, and I can't explain to him what Bijan Robinson's doing. But listen to this. Routes ran in the NFL right now. Number one in routes ran for a running back is Bijan Robinson, and it's not even close. He has 179 routes ran. Second to him is ETN at 160, only seeing 17% on 179 routes. So think about that for a second when I brought up Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has ran 100 routes and sees 34% target share. It's not like the Falcons have these crazy receivers like Devontae Adams or something. They have Drake London and Kyle Pitts. That's fine. That's nothing like that. So I can't explain the Bijan conundrum. He is the running back 10 on the year. He is averaging 13.7, but he should be averaging 20. I mean, this guy should be averaging 20 points a game. It's not even close. I mean, his snap share it's gone up from 50% to start the season to 72% now. He's in the top 10 in snap share at running backs, but he's not getting the work. It's just mind-boggling, man. Like when your mind is trapped in a bottle, it's mind-boggling. What's that Will Ferrell line? About to mess it up. But it's all systems go for him every game. I can't believe what I'm seeing with him, but it's always green with Bijan Robinson. He's one of my favorite running backs to watch. Bucks side, Rachaad White just had 20 yards on 9 carries, and Keyshawn Vaughn had 6 yards, or 9 yards on, or what was it? 9 yards on 6 carries. That's like a 1.1 yard per average for both. It was absolutely terrible. The Bucks offensive line is shambles. The Falcons defense is actually good, and their corners are good. This is going to be a really rough game for Tampa. I feel like they're going to fall back to 3-3, and I think the Falcons win this game. It's not a sell on Rachaad White for me. It is a hold because at the moment, Rachaad White is still seeing the 5th most snap share in the NFL at running back. He's at 77%. You have to like that. You can't let that go. There's no one coming in taking his job, or no one, this is all him. 3 down back all the way. His route running is still number 13 at routes. He has 103 routes, but he does have a 16% target share. He's like Bijan's not great, or it's not top echelon, still middle of the pack. And their schedule gets better. They just had a rough road right now with defenses they're going up against. It is a buy low candidate right now for me for Rachaad White, if you could. And that is it, guys, from our running back week 7 stardom sit-em. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, make sure you scroll down, hit that like, hit that subscribe, help your boy out. If you have any questions or anything, drop them in there. I will get back to them as fast as I can. My next video will be wide receivers and tight ends. And then I'll do some like shorts, through the rest of the week or whatever it is, like buy low, sell high, something like that. But thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.